there, it's Anonymous Tea, where we spill the tea anonymously. Hello, 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 everyone. Hello, YouTubers. Hope you guys are all having an amazing day today, sending good vibes, sending positivity, sending blessings, and good energy to each and every single one of you. Thank you so much for tuning in. Hey, so today we are talking Married to Medicine. We are talking a little bit of this Carlos King, MARIAH interview, because more things keep emerging, you guys, that we need to get to. So in this particular video, I am going to play some audio in which MARIAH calls out Carlos King, basically saying, how can you keep calling me a queen and the reason for Married to Medicine, but then you're backing the same show in all of your reviews and interviewing the cast, telling them, you know, that they're the bomb.com basically, but then you're trying to give me these flowers, but yet you're promoting, quote unquote, the enemy. You're promoting the people that basically got rid of me, got rid of my own show. And so I'm here for the chaos, you guys. I am here for Carlos King trying to weasel his way out of this one, in which he said a whole bunch of nothing as expected, but I want to play the audio for you guys so you can hear for yourself, and then I am going to react per usual.
Reason why I love giving this show its flowers and having the platform to do it is because I really want eyeballs to be on this show.
Why? Why do you want eyeballs on the show so much?
Because as a black person in this space, I know how we're marginalized. I know that
they marginalize me as the creator of the show.
Yeah.
So knowing that, how can you still rally so hard for the very establishment that went against your girl?
That's a very good question, and I'm going to be very honest with you. I never looked at it that way because I always looked at the institution. Because at the end of the day, you did create the show, you get the credit, and you get the coin, right?
Yeah.
So for me, and I'm just telling you my truth, right? For me, it was all about making sure your legacy stayed alive. Because no matter what we do on this earth, we are only beholden by the legacy in which we leave. So here you have this black man who's the king of reality television, who all of a sudden has a hit podcast, a hit YouTube channel, has these eyeballs on him. I've said this since I was a showrunner on Atlanta Housewives. That's a show that is the best on Bravo, right? So me giving flowers to the show, I'm going to be very honest with you, was me giving flowers to you too. Because at the end of the day, I'm telling you how I see it.
Yeah, and I appreciate it.
I saw it like, people need to know about this show before it becomes, that's just another black show. Because what's happening right now in scripted is a lot of black shows are getting canceled. A lot of black scripted shows are getting canceled. And I never wanted, with my platform as a black person, to not interview black people. I've had people say to me, you went from interviewing Nene Leakes to Diamond from Love and Hip Hop? And I thought to myself, Diamond, the Love and Hip Hop people, I interview a chick named Monique and Derek, her man from Love After Lockup.
Yeah.
I don't care what show you on.
I'm watching it.
Because I don't have this platform just to like be cute and wear nice sweaters and some rings. So for me, it was, I wanted to make sure that the show was successful, not only for the girls, but for you. And I know there's other things associated with that show that isn't pleasing to me, but as a black person, I know that the audience don't care about that. They care about, we want to make sure this show survives. Yeah. So that was my intention to it.
And I appreciate your honesty.
So there's a lot I need to react to in regards to this. First of all, whenever somebody says, and I quote, I'm gonna be really honest with you, you're about to hear some nonsense. You are about to hear some madness and all of the things. And MARIAH is right. How can you sit here and be a hypocrite? How can you give me these flowers that I created the show, that I made the cast, that I am the producer, that I am doing all of these things, and then promote the same show that got rid of me, and promoted the same show that the same cast that, you know, a couple of them you keep calling the queen of the show and the best thing to happen to the show, but that's a dig to me. That's a contradiction of everything you're saying to me. And he's all like, well, I'm gonna be honest with you. And here's the thing,
Carlos never really answered the question. Did you guys catch that? He basically tried to, twist it around and make it seem like, oh, I didn't see it from this perspective. No. You would do anything to go back to Bravo at this point. I mean, that's pretty clear. Because if you are this unhappy with how Married to Medicine is going, why are you promoting it like this on your platform, right? If you're really truly disgusted as you're claiming, and you're claiming that the show is nothing without Mariah, if that is truly your stance and that you're boycotting the show since there's no Mariah, by you doing these weekly recaps with Heavenly, with you trying to, drag basically everybody in the cast that is not named Heavenly or Quad, what you're contradicting yourself, because you're promoting the same show that you are sitting face to face with, socially distanced from, that forced out the quote queen. And not only that, you just called Quad the show of Married to Medicine in a previous interview. And that is why Heavenly came for you, calling you biased. That you cannot look at it from an objective standpoint. You cannot let go of your personal favoritism of the people that you prefer on the show. And as a result, it makes your viewpoints biased and skewed. You can't have a proper conversation with somebody knowing that you're bashing the show that they, basically forced her out of. You're trying to clean it up in front of her face. But on the flip side, you're promoting the show at the same token with her other cast members that she picked for the show. And then it went left because Carlos, like I said, he never answered the question directly and continued to go on basically trying to hype himself up. I'm the king of reality TV. Eyes are on me because I have a YouTube, I have a podcast now, and blah, blah, blah. Well, if eyes are on you now, Carlos, wouldn't you do your due diligence and making sure you're giving fair commentary on everybody across the board? And that you're not just going to go hard in the paint against people that you don't like or you're not as close friends with. And then, let the people who are actually problematic, but to you give quote unquote good TV, give them a pass and hype them up and all these things. And then what does scripted television have to do with what Mariah is saying right now? What does scripted television right now have to do with reality TV? And I can argue that some reality TV is becoming scripted because instead of people showing their authentic lives, people are hiding behind other people's storylines and not sharing theirs, and it's becoming orchestrated. Or people banding together, like with what happened to Mariah twice, to try to ice somebody out and to try to force somebody off their show so that they can get more money, so that they can get more camera time. But eventually, once all of that happens, the show becomes stagnant because you're no longer an ensemble cast. You're trying to make yourself the star and the only star, and that's not what the viewers want to see. The whole purpose of all of these housewife shows, these ensemble shows and everything else is we're supposed to see these people who supposedly are real friends in real life, how they're navigating business and their family and their friendships. But the problem is, like I say in all these videos, after the first season, these shows are no longer authentic because that first season, these reality stars have no idea what the public thinks of them yet. So they're going to be as real and as raw as possible. And what happens is the moment that they find out, oh, so-and-so is a fan fave, or they don't like this person, or this person is too messy, they start to switch up. Some of them try to be more messy to get the clicks and views and get the yes girl on social media. And then others become boring and become less authentic because they're trying to appease to the audience by appearing quote unquote neutral or appearing like they're not in any mess. But that's not translating for the viewers. Here's the thing. Nobody is going to like every single person regardless of if it's a reality show or anything. Nobody is going to like every celebrity. Nobody is going to like every reality star. But here's the thing. If you're trying to go into this new career of being a blogger and reviewing all these Bravo shows, and then how are you going to then say in front of, you know, Mariah, trying to give her all these flowers, but then also say in the same sentence that, oh, you only, you know, Real Housewives of Atlanta is the best show on Bravo, even though Real Housewives of Atlanta currently is on hiatus, you guys. Because obviously Bravo no longer thinks that Real Housewives of Atlanta is the best show on Bravo itself. And I just don't understand. Like, I don't say what you want about Andy Cohen. I can't stand his bias sometimes, and how he does these reunions. Sometimes his Watch What Happens lives are entertaining. Sometimes it's completely chaotic and all the things. But I will say, he doesn't have a YouTube channel where he is doing, you know, specific weekly recaps with housewives and being messy towards other housewives that, you know, whether or not he has personal relationships with. He tries to at least be a little bit more professional than what Carlos King is doing. And I also feel a lot of these reality stars, and the irony in all of this is Mariah was the first person in the cast to have the YouTube. She was one of the earlier reality stars to have a YouTube concurrent with the season that's currently airing on the show and give us behind the scene producer content and give us behind the scenes after the episodes of things we didn't see. And remember, Heavenly called her out about that and said that wasn't fair for her to shade the co-stars, that it takes away from the integrity of the show. But look who has a YouTube now and does the same thing. That's the same thing. And Candy did it on Real Housewives of Atlanta, and it starts off okay, right? It starts off fine because you're thinking to yourself, I'm getting behind the scenes tea on the show. I'm getting behind the scenes on what production didn't want to show us. But the problem with this that eventually happens, and what has happened with Heavenly, what is happening now with Carlos, is the more you do reviewing these shows and the more people that you interview on these same shows, that you hype up certain people and drag others at the same time and never give a fair assessment, is it becomes hard to watch your platform. Because if we know that you prefer Quad and Heavenly compared to the rest of the cast, how am I supposed to take you seriously when you're calling me a queen and you're giving me these flowers and all these things, but yet you're giving everybody else the same flowers too? You're still promoting the same network that got rid of me, that didn't want to give me the credit, that I had to fight and sue to get my rightful credit. But I was blamed and just called being difficult and trying to be, you know, the Married to Mariah, and everybody got in their feelings about it and pushed me out twice. You see what I mean? So I just don't know where we go from here. And the biggest issue, the biggest red flag of all, is that Carlos King has the audacity for this, but he ignores all of the chaos that is going on his own shows on the own network. You know, all of the drama that is happening off camera with Love and Marriage Huntsville, he is completely mute on. But you're the king of reality TV. You know everything that's going on. But if it's somebody that you do not like, or if it makes somebody that you prefer look bad, you're not going to say anything. But you had no problem promoting a fake relationship in Sheree and Martel that it says in court documents is a business relationship, is a business transaction. And you hyped it up like a real relationship. So where is the integrity? If you're willing to promote fakery all because it's somebody that you like, versus what the reality is that people are really trying to tell of what's happening in their lives, but because you feel a certain type of way about them, or you don't like them as much, or there's something about them that you don't feel like promoting unless they look bad on camera, we get subjected to this other foolishness. So I am here for Mariah you know, saying, hey, how can you be out here in these streets, you know, trying to hype up this show and doing these weekly reviews with Dr. Heavenly, but then try to sit in my face and try to make it seem like, oh, the show is nothing without you, but you just did an interview with Quad, telling her she was the queen of Married to Medicine. So which is it? Is there just one star of an ensemble cast? Or is everybody a star? It's one thing if you're just saying, hey, I don't like so-and-so's storyline this season. I feel that so-and-so could be giving more. The problem is you make it personal. And the other side is you go overboard with praising certain people that other people in the cast notice that and start to feel a certain way. And start to feel like, well, why should I go on your platform if I know you only like Heavenly and Quad? But now all of a sudden you're going to circle back and make it seem like you like me too, because you're in my face. But that's not appropriate, right? And then talking about how you don't care who you interview people from Love After Lockup and everything else. What does that have to do with what Mariah was asking you? She's specifically asking you, why are you promoting a show that is on a network that got rid of me twice? That did not want me on that show as a cast member, and that production went behind the scenes to specifically target certain people that she personally chose to be on the show to force Mariah off of it. We're still waiting for that answer, Carlos. Where is the answer to that question? Because this whole, I'm gonna be honest with you, and I'm the king of reality TV, and I'm blowing up because I got a YouTube, is not moving the needle, you guys. So there is that. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you're notified the moment I post new content on my channel. And with that being said, I'll talk to you guys again very soon.